Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Please press the subscribe button before we start with the video. MBH Travels presents top 10 places to visit in Athens, Greece. Number 10. Glyfada Beach. Glyfada is a sandy beach that boasts a good location and proximity to the Greek capital. Athens is only 16 kilometers away. The beach is surrounded by a small pine grove. The long, beautiful pier offers panoramic views of the sea, the local bay, and the mountains of Hellas. Has a well-developed infrastructure. There are toilets, changing cabins, sunbeds with umbrellas, and litter bins. Car enthusiasts will appreciate the free parking. On the embankment, there are many cafes, taverns, and hotels where you can relax on a hot afternoon. Near the Glyfada, there are 3 bus stops, several supermarkets, souvenir shops, a market, and entertainment centers. It is well known for the vibrant atmosphere, the lively entertainment, the interesting shopping, and of course the beach. 2 marinas host a number of yachts. The crowd flocks to the water sports and other athletic activities. Number 9. Walk in Monastiraki Street. It is a souvenir hunting enclave with a difference. Apart from the dramatic backdrop of the Acropolis, its network of alleys and pedestrianized streets surround the remains of both the Greek and Roman agoras, adding the quaint concept that this is where the ancients also came to shop. Named after the tiny monastery church at its center, it is a lively spot by day or night, with street peddlers vying your attention to sell you nuts and sweets. Down beside the metro station, the official flea market is an unbroken row of souvenir shops until we come to antique-oriented Platia Avicenna's, while on the other side of the square offers more tourist shopping. Number 8. Agora of Athens. In classical Greece, an agora was the center of the commercial and political life of a city-state. Agora means gathering place, and it truly was a site where citizens could gather and discuss, exchange views, and decide on important issues. The ancient agora was the primary meeting ground for Athenians, where members of the democracy congregated affairs of the state, where business was conducted, a place to hang out and watch performers and listen to famous philosophers. The importance of the Athenian agora revolved around religion. Some of the world's most important ideas were born and perfected within the confines of the Athenian agora, including famously the concept of democracy. Regular Athenian citizens had the power to vote for anything and everything. A hive of activity, craftsmen would ply their trade, and money changers and bankers would carry out their business. Number 7. Pantheon. The Pantheon is one of the best preserved monuments of the ancient Rome. Most historians claim that Emperor Augustus' right hand, Agrippa, built the first Pantheon in 27 BC. It was burned in Great Fire of 80 AD, was built by Emperor Domitian, but was struck by lightning and burned again in 110 AD. During the reign of Emperor Hadrian, features a rotunda with a massive domed ceiling that was the largest of its kind when it was built. The Temple of All Gods, the Roman Pantheon, is the monument with the greatest number of records, like it is the best preserved with the biggest brick dome in the history of architecture. The Pantheon is the country's most iconic site. Number 6. National Archaeological Museum. National Archaeological Museum in Athens houses some of the most important artifacts, a variety of archaeological locations around Greece from prehistory to late antiquity. It is considered one of the greatest museums in the world and contains the richest collection of Greek antiquity artifacts worldwide. It is situated in the Exarchia in central Athens between Epirus Street, Boupolina Street, and Tostisa Street. Its entrance is on the Petition Street adjacent to the historical building of Athens Polytechnic University. The museum has an imposing neoclassical design which was very popular in Europe at the time and is in accordance with the classical style artifacts that it houses. The initial plan was conceived by the architect Ludwig Kling, and it was later modified by Panagis Kalkos, who was the main architect. At the front of the museum, there is a large neoclassical design garden, which is decorated with sculptures. Number 5. The Prison of Socrates. On the slopes of the Philopepos Hill, immediately to the southwest of the Acropolis, lie a mysterious set of caves. But it is believed that the philosopher Socrates may once have been imprisoned within them. Socrates was one of the greatest philosophers ever to have lived, the tutor of Plato, and leading intellectual light of the Western world. A principled man by nature, he was not afraid to speak his mind, and this eventually landed him in trouble with the Athenian authorities. After publicly supporting the rival city-state Sparta and questioning the established conceptions of justice and morality, Socrates was famously imprisoned for corrupting the youth. His friends begged him to attempt an escape, but ultimately he chose to poison himself rather than surrender to indignity. Number 4. Temple of Hephaestus. The Temple of Hephaestus in the heart of Athens is one of the best preserved monuments and one of the most important sites in Athens. You can be taken back to antiquity by viewing the magnificent temple. Dedicated to the Greek god of blacksmithing, the 5th century BC marble temple is 32 meters long. The Temple of Hephaestus is the best preserved ancient temple in Greece. It was dedicated to Hephaestus, ancient god of fire, and Athena. The temple in Athens dedicated to Hephaestus and Athena as patron of the arts and craft. Number 3. Changing of guard ceremony in Athens. Something you need to observe in Greece is the changing of the guard at Syntagma Square, Athens, which occurs every day, every hour. Residential mansion is the place to be to see this changing the guard ceremony in Athens, in Greece. The change of the guard takes place by military unit whose members stand proudly in perfect stillness in front of the parliament. But every Sunday morning at 11 a.m. you can watch the official ceremony of changing of the guards with the official dress. Greek guards are members of the presidential guard found outside the Hellenic parliament. They have become synonymous with the city of Athens and were originally founded in 1868 as a regiment of the Greek army. It is a special change of guard on weekly basis. Many smile when they see the pom-poms of the boots of the guards in Athens. Number 2. The ancient Roman Odeon of Herod. Odeon or odium's meaning is singing place. Several ancient Greek and Roman buildings built for music activities such as singing, musical shows, and poetry competitions. Odeons were smaller than Greek and Roman theaters. It was built in AD 161 by Herodes Atticus in the memory of his Roman wife. The ancient amphitheater of Herodion is one of the world's oldest theaters, with some of the world's most famous performers having appeared on stage here. It was originally a steep-sloped theater with a 3-story stone front wall and a wooden roof made of expensive cedar of Lebanese timber. It was used as a venue for music concerts with a capacity of 5,000. Its fame extended way beyond the ancient era. Since its reopening about 60 years ago, the Odeon of Heroes Atticus saw world-class artists walking its stage to entertain the crowds like Frank, Luciano, Liza Minnelli, Maria Callas, Nena Moscari, and many more. With a capacity of an audience of 5,000, it has now been completely restored and it is still used for concerts and theater productions. Number 1. Acropolis. Acropolis of Athens and its monuments are universal symbols of classical spirit and civilization and form the greatest architectural and artistic complex bequeathed by Greek antiquity to the world. In the second half of the 15th century BC, Athens, following the victory against the Persians and the establishment of democracy, took a leading position among the other city-states of the ancient world. The Acropolis of Athens and its monuments are universal symbols of the classical spirit and civilization and form the greatest architectural and artistic complex bequeathed by Greek antiquity to the world. With this, we will conclude our video. See you in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe.